What's going on, YouTube? I'm smoking a game in this video. And this video is gonna be predicated on Joe Biden and how he's just a horrible, tremendously horrible, detrimental candidate to the Democratic Party and quite frankly to this country. He's so overwhelmingly unpopular, and you have to look at the origins of Joe Biden and where he comes from. And I'm also going to be showing a clip to where he was just at a campaign rally the other day saying how he would never legalize marijuana, and he was in Nevada, a state where it's legal, which I really don't understand how that even makes sense, but he did it. That's just Uncle Joe for you. But Joe Biden comes from Delaware, a northeastern Democratic state, Democratic stronghold. He started off protecting credit card companies so that interest rates wouldn't come down. He wanted to keep interest rates up, and they donated to his campaign, many campaigns. And this is not Joe Biden the only time running for president. He's run for president 3 other times and failed every single time. There's many ways that Donald Trump will attack Joe Biden in the general election if he were to become the nominee of the Democratic Party, and that would be an atrocity, just to put it lightly, and candidly, I should say. Joe Biden, he attacked Anita Hill, a black woman who accused Clarence Thomas, who now sits on the Supreme Court, a black man, a black conservative that George H.W. Bush appointed to replace Thurgood Marshall, only because he was black, but he was a hardcore conservative. But anyway, Joe Biden wanted to see his nomination go through. Why, I can't really tell you. But Anita Hill, a black woman who was an aide to Clarence Thomas' office prior being nominated to the Supreme Court, she accused him of sexual misconduct towards her. And Joe Biden went after her because of that very fact, because she was coming forth with the information. But not only that, that's just one thing that I have a problem with Joe Biden on. Not only that, he also pushed for the crime bill, a bill that has been detrimental to the United States and to millions of Americans, and is still affecting millions of Americans to this very day. And he doesn't show any signs of him evolving on any type of issue at all in any way, shape, or form. He wants to keep Obamacare in place, as I've said before, a bill that Mitt Romney personally wrote himself. He wants to keep that in place and just expand it. During the 1980s, Joe Biden is the one who pushed Ronald Reagan to sign the crime bill and put it into law. Joe Biden is the reason for the crime bill. The reason why millions of people have been affected by it. The reason why millions of black people and Latino people have been affected by it. Joe Biden is the one who pushed it onto Ronald Reagan at the time when he was in the U.S. Senate. Joe Biden also worked with hardcore segregationists, Strom Thurmond, which really questions Joe Biden's character. He was proud to announce that he worked with Strom Thurmond. Joe Biden doesn't even believe in busing, which integrates schools. He doesn't believe in integration, ultimately. That's troubling for me. He's also protected white liberals, and all he is Hillary Clinton 2.0. That's literally who Joe Biden is. He will be a disaster if he is nominated as our leader of the Democratic Party. But right now, I want to show you guys this clip of him in Nevada trying to push the narrative of how marijuana is not okay in the year 2019 or 2020 or 2021 when he would potentially assume office.
Recreational marijuana changed. And my second question is, do you mind signing a poster for me and my mom?
I'll be happy to sign a poster when this is over. And no, it hasn't changed. I think states should be able to make a judgment to legalize marijuana. I agree with, I think that's okay. But let me tell you, the truth of the matter is there's not nearly been enough evidence that has been acquired as to whether or not it is a gateway drug. It's a debate. And I want a lot more, before I legalize it nationally, I want to make sure we know a lot more about the science behind it. It is not irrational to do more scientific investigation to determine, which we have not done significantly enough, whether or not there are any things that relate to whether it's a gateway drug or not. I don't know enough to know whether it is, although I've done a great deal of work on the drug side of this issue.
He's not Uncle Joe, man. He's just not Uncle Joe. Well, the Uncle Joe that was pushed onto you by the Obama administration. It's laughable, really. The only reason why Barack Obama got him was to, how can I put this, solidify a white base across the country, which he did effectively. He did that. But that's the only reason why Joe Biden was brought into the Obama administration. Other than that, Joe Biden was probably going to ride off into the sunset, retire from the U.S. Senate, and just go on with his happy life as a corporate established Democrat. That was going to be the story of Joe Biden. But Barack Obama saved him. The only reason why Obama got him was so he could win states like Pennsylvania, which at the time was a major swing state, still is. So he can win states like Pennsylvania, Virginia, North Carolina, Indiana, because Obama won Indiana his first go around in 2008, and Ohio, to solidify really that base right there, that core base. We have a large minority population there, but there's huge amounts of the white population that live there as well. And Joe Biden is a terrible candidate, but he's propped up by the media and the mainstream press to make you all believe that he's the best person to take on the job and to assume the office of the White House. It's not the case, guys. You have to use your brains. And there's a real disconnect between older voters in the Democratic Party and younger voters within the Democratic Party. I would probably say the second half of millennials and Generation Zers, the full course of Generation Zers, but the second half of millennials, I'll probably say that is the mainstream Democratic Party today. The media doesn't want to accept that reality because they understand that it will truly fundamentally tear down the system that they've always known and to believe. But what they won't tell you is how people like Bernie has over 4 million individual donors and over 15 million plus in donations already. Bernie Sanders, someone who believes in Medicare for all, literally for every single person in the country, meaning if, hey, something happens to your eyes, you need contacts or glasses, you're covered. Something happens to your hearing, you're covered. If you need surgery, you're covered. Anything in regards to healthcare, you're covered. You just have to ask yourselves, who would you want? Would you want Joe Biden, who says no to everything and he doesn't want to change anything, not one single bit? He just ultimately wants to return back to the Obama years where everything is okay when it's really not? Or would you rather choose Bernie Sanders, who believes in healthcare for everyone, who believes in legalizing marijuana, someone who wants to guarantee everyone in the United States a job, a federal jobs guarantee? Not only federal jobs for everyone if you choose to have that job, but $15 minimum wage. That means if you get tired of the job that you're at, you can go somewhere else and make the same amount, if not more. Vote for a progressive populist.